All right. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Hump day. Good to see you. Getting over that hump, going into the weekend. Now, for us, we don't have a hump day. We love every day, right? Right? We love every day, 24 hours a day. So, we got a birthday today. We've got a birthday today. Her name is Tina. So, Tina Yee, happy birthday. We hope you have the most amazing day ever. We hope this is your best birthday ever. And so many things are coming your way this year. So we're going to sing to you at the end. I know you've been waiting on that. It's so profound. So, all right, our word for today is patient. Patient. This was actually a request. And if you go to the definition of being patient, it's the ability to endure difficult circumstances, such as perseverance in the face of delay. How many of you would say, I joke about this, probably not a good thing to joke about, but I'm like, my patience is legendary. I'm probably setting myself up for failure to be impatient by saying that, but patient is the ability to persevere in the face of delay. How many of you want it right now? I want to grow my team right now to 5,000 people. I want to get 58 customers that upgrade to a brand partner overnight right now. Dang it, come on. And you get frustrated. You have an event, you're like, they're probably not showing up. I want more to show up right now. And, you know, that's one thing. A lot of you are maybe you're not in our business, and it could be a relationship that you're wanting to go faster. Maybe it's you've shed 3 pounds, but you need to take off 20 and you're not patient that those other 17 has not got shed yet. Right? So the bowl of ice cream starts looking tempting. So here's the thing. Perseverance in face of delay. Tolerance without becoming angry or annoyed. It's tough to be patient, right? Patience, here's what it doesn't mean. Patience does not mean that you're passive, that you're more resigned from getting out there and doing it. It's an emotional freeing practice, really. Waiting, watching, and knowing when to act. You know, I think about, for all you hunters out there, I think about how a hunter has to be patient, has to get there early sometimes, has to sit, has to be quiet, has to wait. And sometimes the harvest doesn't come that day, but they get up the next day and they go back, and they get up the next day and they go back, and they get up the next day and they go back. You know, I even think about way back in the day, not now, but way back in the day when that was the way you provided for your family. That's the way you ate that night, is catching that rabbit or getting the squirrel or getting the deer. And it's like, if you're not a patient person, your family's probably going to starve. And so patient does not mean passive. A lot of people in business will tell you speed is the way, go fast, go fast. Success loves speed. And there's a lot of truth to that. But on the flip side of that, patient is wisdom. Because here's the advantages of being patient. It allows you time to strategically think, to evaluate the situation. I have screwed up so many times at this by jumping in for, like, I go back to the quote, like, take the opportunity for what it can be and what you can learn, right? When given an opportunity, take it. Well, here's what I took that as. When given an opportunity, throw all your money at it. No, that's not what it was saying. It was saying, grab it, study it, look at it, see if it's a fit for you. Okay. Don't turn your back on the opportunity. Same way here, like patient is evaluating, strategic thinking. Things need to fall in place. So when you are a more patient person, here's the things. You enjoy better mental health. It's a fact. I am a better friend. I'm a better neighbor when I'm practicing being patient. Patient helps us achieve our goals and our dreams. It just does. Like we achieve more by being patient, not grabbing our ball and going to another court because it didn't happen in the time frame we wanted it to happen. And ultimately, our body responds better, which creates better health for ourselves. Patient people live longer lives. Fact. And so I challenge all of us as I am to work on being patient. Like sit in silence, walk slowly into the day. You might have to get up earlier to walk slowly into the day. If your day's a rush, then maybe dial that alarm clock back and get up a little earlier so you can walk slowly in silence into the day and watch what happens with the patience in your life. Silence brings clarity because when you distance yourself from the noise, you start to understand more. And you start to really understand what you want in this life. And it changes from time to time. And I know personally myself, when I walk slowly in the morning, when I get up early and I have me time, I get my dome right, I have a clearer understanding. I have more clarity of where I'm going through the day. So it's not easy, but it's definitely worth it. Andrea, I'll turn it to you.
Well, great lesson this morning.
I was preaching today. I felt like I like
preaching or what? Screeching or preaching?
Preaching.
Oh, preaching. I thought you had a great tone and it was a great lesson. I didn't think it was either. I thought it was great. So the quote that I found was a Joyce Meyer quote, and love her. And she said, patience is not the ability to wait, but the ability to keep a good attitude while waiting. And I'll tell you, this is not a strength of mine. I think I'm a nice person. For the most part, like I think I've got some good traits. I don't think patience is like a high up there on my strengths. So what I looked at was how to be more patient. Like, how do we gather this trait? How do I have it that in 5 years from now, when Dr. Bob's describing me, he's like, she was a really patient person. Like, how do I add that to my list? So first of all, clean up your to-do list, because sometimes we're impatient purely because we're overwhelmed. So we kind of, I don't know, you guys know this about me. I love my to-do list, and I can throw all kinds of nonsense on there that maybe isn't important today. It might be important, like the dishes do need to get done, but it might not be the most important task. So go through your to-do list if you're feeling that impatience and evaluate your day, evaluate your week, and figure out what you can delegate, clean up, look at your schedule from the time you wake up, the time you go to sleep, and take out 2 to 3 things that really aren't that important, but they take time. Okay, that's the first thing. The second one is reframe the situation. And I'll tell you, I had this last night. So I have a little peanut that's a little bit sicky. And as the clock was ticking, right? So at about 10 o'clock, I'm like, oh, my poor little baby, she doesn't feel good. You guys know I go to bed at 9. 10, I'm like, oh, poor girl. 11, I'm like, oh, this poor little sweetheart, she's having a hard time. Midnight, my attitude started not getting so great. And I'm like, all right, kiddo, I love you so much, but let's feel better so we can all go to sleep. But then I had a moment to reframe it, and I will see if I can say it without crying. But I thought, oh my goodness, this might be the last time I get to baby my baby. Because she's 17. She's going to be flying the coop, anytime now. She says like the day she turns 18, we'll see if mom can try to talk her out of that. But I thought this could be the last time my little peanut gets sick and wants mama there. So I reframed the situation. I'll tell you, it changed my whole attitude, made me a lot more patient. So if we can reframe it and understand that patience is an emotional response. So we might be in a frustrating situation or a situation we don't want to be in, but we can choose to be more patient. Next is to practice mindfulness. We've talked about this before, those deep breaths when we notice that feeling of, anger or overwhelm, and just calm ourselves physically, it can help us feel more patient. Practice gratitude. We know the power of gratitude, and then put it in perspective. And all I could think about, you guys know I'm a Friends fan. So all I could think about is a Friends episode. And you guys know that a sitcom takes 22 minutes. Get rid of the commercials. It's about 22 minutes of your life that I could happily sit there for some time. I can work through some Friends episodes sometimes. And I don't get impatient with my television show. But if you stick me in a car behind a bunch of other cars for 22 minutes, you know that I'm pulling out my hair. And if we put it in perspective that I'm sitting in that car waiting to go pick up a kid, or I'm sitting in that car waiting to go get some work done, well, those things are a lot more important than sitting on my couch watching random television shows. So if we kind of put what we're having to wait for in perspective, it makes waiting a little bit easier. So that's what I had this morning. Can't wait to hear all your beautiful voices as we sing to Tina.
Andrea, I got to say this, just an observation. On Kay, I'm pretty sure even if she's out of the house, if she gets sick, you'll be over there.
Oh, you think I'm gonna go find her? I'll find her.
Absolutely go find her. So it's not your last time. I promise. It's not. I know you, and I know, that you will gladly go assist. So, all right. Just thought I'd share that. Tina Yee, this one's for you, lady. Have a great day out there. We hope you have the best birthday.